Today we coming to you with an episode of the Wisecracking. We taking it down to Corpus Christi, right? I got the
Yeah.
homie Daniel with us, aka Windshield Repair Doc. So what's good, brother? How we doing?
Oh, it's all good, just filling in those stings and taking care of those cracks.
There we go. So let's go down. Let's start from the beginning, right? But first and foremost, thank you for taking time to spend with us today. And let's start from the beginning. Before you got into windshield repair, what kind of work were you doing?
I was actually a state vehicle inspector here in Texas, so we just basically inspected the vehicles to be roadworthy before they could get their registration.
Okay, so you went from state inspections to doing windshield repair. So what prompted a change or what made you want to do something different?
Actually, the governor ceased the requirement for them having to do state vehicle inspections. And I had been wanting to do windshield dings for, I'd say, probably about the past 7 years, just never
Mhm.
took that step. I think it was more human emotion, the fear of not knowing how I
Yeah.
would do or what I would do.
All right. So you talked about the fear, right? So shout out to you for overcoming your fear, being an entrepreneur, doing your own thing. So you had fear. So looking into other alternatives other than windshield repair, did you look into anything else, or did you knew all along you were going to do windshield repair?
No, actually, I wasn't. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but the more that I started to look into it and started, looking at videos and um, researching it more, I felt like it was pulling me more that way. So I'm really glad that I gravitated more to doing the windshield repair.
Got you. So you got started windshield repair. So now we rolling. We know for sure we're gonna do this. We dialed in, right? So you start researching windshield repair systems. What system did you start with, and what made you make that decision?
I actually made a bad decision, and I had went with another kit that was just not getting me the results that I wanted. And
Mhm.
I started speaking to a couple of other techs in Texas, and they guided me to Delta kits. And the more research that I did, it was just a really good, easy to use kit. So I went ahead and bought the AZ350D kit,
Mhm.
and that just came with everything that I needed, right there, and two bridges, just the resins that I needed, the UV lamp, the drill. I mean, just everything I needed to get started.
Yeah. Now that's a good system. It got everything that you need to do it. It got enough supplies to do at least 100 repairs. We get free training, unlimited technical support. So shout out for you to making that decision. But shout out to those technicians that recommended us, and glad we didn't let you down with that recommendation once you did get the system.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Walk me through your first 90 days. So you got your kit. We know what you're doing. Walk me through your first 90 days. Were there challenges, surprises? How did that work out?
Yeah, plenty of challenges, joined a really good Facebook group, and those guys have just been awesome. Um, yeah, just a lot of trial and error. I really started off with windshields that I had called a local windshield repair place, and they were kind enough to give me some windshields to go ahead and practice on. And they already had dings on them, so I practiced on those. I made my own. I did practice bullseyes. I probably did close to 200 breaks,
Mhm.
and before I was actually comfortable with doing it myself
Yeah.
on actual customers'
Mhm.
vehicle.
Yeah, now practice makes perfect, and you got to get it dialed in and get the mental reps. Because I always tell people when they're doing training, like talk to yourself, tell yourself what you're doing, why you're doing it, and then it's on practice glass. So mess up a repair purposefully so you can know what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, so you can get it all dialed in. So there we go. We got the kit, we got training, we got confidence, right? So now I want you to walk me through your initial customers. What was your first customers like? How did that work out for you? And how did you initially find your first customers?
Well, I still had my shop for doing the state vehicle inspections. So everyone that came in, somebody had a ding,
Mhm.
so I was able to pitch it to them and start getting some. And then I started using social media.
Okay.
The power of social media is powerful,
Yeah.
so friends, family. And once I felt really confident, I was able to just blast it out there. I joined every group that I could and started promoting.
There you go. So yeah, network is all gonna do one thing. That's gonna increase your net worth, right? So I tell people that all the time. So you own
Yeah.
social media, you marketing, word of mouth, and all that little bit. So are there any marketing strategies that you've done that have worked out for you? And if so, what are some of them?
To be honest, I had some really good business cards made, and I was able to just post those, and then taking pictures of everything that I was doing. That really helped out, because it also shows the client, the before and the after.
Right.
So that really helped out, and just not keeping quiet. I'm literally just walking around looking, and I'll talk to everybody. I'll hand them a card, even if I don't see that they've got a break. I'd be like, hey, you know what? Let me just hand you this card, and I learned a long time ago, a closed mouth, don't get fed,
There
So
you go.
I
Amen
just
to that, brother. A closed mouth don't get fed. That's right. And a picture's worth 1,000 words. So when you post the photo,
right.
I always tell people I can show you better than I can tell you. So that photo is important. Video clips are important. And just let people know, hey, here's what I do and how I can help you. It might not be today that you need me. You might need me down the road, but networking and those. So that's priceless advice and it's timeless advice because it works in any day and age that we're in, right? So
That's
those
right.
those work as far as marketing and all that. So you got the marketing down pat, you got some customers, you got training, you gained experience, and now you're doing windshield repair, right? So you're out on the field. What's some of your go-to tools that you have used that you would highly recommend?
Oh man, obviously, the bridges that we've got from Delta Kits, and something that I was able to start doing a lot of were crack repairs.
Mhm,
And I have the spring hammer, but I wasn't so confident in using it, and
mhm,
somebody had told me about, and I knew I had seen it, I just didn't remember about it. But the slide
mhm.
hammer is just awesome.
Okay.
Obviously, using the bubble dome to be able to help with the UV while I'm working on it,
Right.
and yeah, the resins are awesome.
Mhm,
I really enjoy the Magnabond,
right.
so yeah, just I mean, like I said, the Easy 350D kit
You got
would just
everything in
put
it that
everything
you
in my
need. There you
hand.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just put it right there.
Yes, a cool kit, bubble dome must have, especially being in Texas. You're gonna have UV, you're gonna have sun rays. But a cool fact about the bubble dome is it got the weather sealing around it. So even if it's raining, and like for me, I'm in Oregon, it rains, so we use it for that. I'm in Illinois where it can rain, it can snow. You still can get out there and do repairs in the hot or the cold. And so when it's hot or cold, I can take a blow dryer and push it in there, and I can put it on a hot setting or a cold setting, shoot heat in, shoot hair out, and keep that glass at a cool temperature. But appreciate you for those tool recommendations, and I'm sure that'll be helpful for anyone out there that's looking for tools and stuff, right? So
Yes, sir.
now, here's the big thing from me to you, brother. You're about a year in, and I'm gonna clap it up for you, right? Because you just now took
Appreciate
this on full time. So, shout out to you. A lot of people think that windshield repair is just a side hustle, it's a part time thing, but you took it serious, and now you full time. So, tell me how that journey's been for you, brother.
Well, I tell you, when I actually started, full time, I even then I hit a bump because I had just got a surgery January 9th.
Mm,
And the recovery process, I mean, I couldn't do any heavy lifting, obviously, and I wasn't really moving as fast as I wanted to. But um, just being able to make my own schedule and being able to take on appointments, when I felt that I was good enough to do it, really helped out. And I'm really big right now on making my own schedule and keeping my own schedule because I've got grandkids, I've got kids, still in
mhm.
school, and I'm able to take off when I want to and make appointments around, my family time also.
Yeah, now you got to preserve your me time, your family time, and doing windshield repair. It gives you the flexibility of time. And when you get out there and you do the work that you've done, where you're networking with people, you're on social media, where you're active and you're reaching people and doing the sales aspect of it after the job. I always tell people a repair process takes 15 minutes. So you got another 45 minutes in the hour to try to get your next customer, right? But also to build those long lasting relationships to increase the business so you can turn it from a side hustle to part time to full time to get to where you ultimately want to go. And when you get to where you want to go, this does offer the ultimate flexibility when it comes to scheduling, right? So appreciate you for that info and advice on that. And with doing repair for me, I like talking to people and interacting with people, but I wanted to hear from someone else's perspective. What's some of the most rewarding things that come to you when it comes to doing windshield repair? Like the rewarding aspects of the work.
You know, when they say that they don't have enough to have to replace their windshield, and I tell them that luckily they don't have to replace it with this repair. It will help them, save money. And I mean, there's lots of times that there's just a sigh of relief from the customer because
Right.
they were thinking they were going to have to spend several $100s.
Yeah.
When the national average, for a windshield repair is $65.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
compare that to 200. It's a sigh of relief for a lot of people.
Yeah, nah, that is true. Like when you get to telling people like, hey, a replacement can cost you this, and replacements vary based upon whatever kind of vehicle you have. Like have a Tesla, you're gonna pay $1,000 for a replacement, and then for versus a repair. So to actually help people, that's very rewarding. And for me, just talking to people and educating folks is super cool to like tell them, hey, I can take you from this to this. They can see the repairs before and afters, and they just understand that we're gonna restore the structural integrity. We won't make it disappear or go away, but we will enhance its cosmetic appearance. And just to see that whole interaction is real rewarding when you got people in front of you. And it's even 10 times more rewarding when they look at it, when they finish it, like, where's it at? Where'd you do the repair at? And they're trying to find it. So yeah, it is rewarding to actually help people and all of that, right? So um
It is
yeah.
very important to be transparent with them also, because they're expecting it to be like it's a brand new windshield, and there's a lot of people that tell them, "Oh yeah, I make it completely disappear." I mean, the more transparent you are, the better it is because they see that you're being honest with them.
Yeah, nah, that's very important. Being transparent. We always set the right expectation before we do a windshield repair. We actually give a disclaimer on windshield repairs of telling what can be achieved through a windshield repair, and we let them know it won't disappear, it won't go away. It's just like surgery. It's always going to be a scar because the last thing you want to do is think that they assume what windshield repair is, and then when you finish, they like, but it's still there, and it's like your best work, and you like, well, damn, like I just did a good job and all of that. And it's like set the right expectations so they clearly know what's going on that end. So yeah. So got a couple more questions before I get you out of here. Be very mindful of the time. I know you're busy with a lot happening, right? So you started about a year ago, right? So but when you started, what's something now that you wish you would have known before you got started with windshield repair? Or is there anything you wish you would have known?
Oh man, there's just so much that comes to mind, I mean, but just reminding myself, that fear is a human emotion, and taking that first step in faith is what you really need to do, and um just not really worrying about breaking the bank, but I had to think of it as an investment in building the bank. You
Right.
know, a lot of people think that you've got to spend, thousands of dollars and grab everything that's out there. You really
Mhm.
don't. It's like I can't emphasize enough how just with that one kit, everything came in there that I needed to be
Mhm.
able to start making
Yeah.
money. And it's definitely been a blessing.
Nah, you said a word there, brother. You said sometimes you got to invest to build the bank. And I think that's very important. Making that investment in yourself, but also believing in yourself, having the faith, and then speaking on it, bringing that into manifestation. You know what I mean? Talking about here's what I want to do, what I'm going to do, keeping track of what I got going on to know like this is where I'm starting at, but this is not where I want to end at, and putting in the work to go do it. And like you say, 200, over 200 repairs, the repetition to trying to master your craft and get better each and every day. So, appreciate you for that insight on that part. And the last question I got for you here, and this is for all new technicians out there. So, for new people that's looking to get into the industry, what advice would you give them in regards to the windshield repair industry and anything that you've learned along the way? I know you've already stated a lot, but is there any other advice you would potentially give a new technician?
Yeah, just don't be scared to try it and ask questions. Ask questions,
Mhm.
watch videos, watch the Delta Kits training video. Sometimes you think that, oh, I already watched it all. No, just
Mhm.
the more you look over it, the more you realize I didn't catch that the first time. I didn't catch that the second time. I didn't catch that the third time. And
Right.
when you have questions, you can refer back to that training video and just keep perfecting yourself, and it's never going to be perfect if you don't practice.
Now, practice makes perfect, and you got to put the work in. It's not going to come to you, and it's not going to happen overnight. You got to put the steady work in and the grind to get to where you ultimately want to go. So, I appreciate you for all your insight, your inspiration to a lot of people, and motivational to me from just knowing that, hey, if I put my mind to doing this, I can get to where I ultimately want to go. So, shout out to you. Wish you nothing but success moving forward, and thank you for taking time to tell us your story, and we'll keep watching you in your journey. And also, tell me your social media handle so anyone else can check you out.
Yeah, we're at Windshield Repair Doc, Corpus Christi, and I'd like to give a quick shout out to you, Corey, because you've always been available whenever I need it.
Oh, appreciate you, brother, and thank you for your time. And keep crushing it.
Right on. Appreciate you.